Welcome to the season premiere, season 7 of RGV Stars, live with Alex Arabia and Isaac Medina. Remember that RGV Stars is
the premier platform for showcasing Rio Grande Valley talent
and the RGV Celebrities Place to Be. And today we're honored to have another amazing guest all the way from Starr County.
Yeah.
My friend and the Starr County Industrial Foundation president, as well as the STC board president, Ms. Rose Benavidez.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. And today our viewers will get to know a little bit more about your career and your background, your future goals, accomplishments, obstacles, anything else you want to share. Sounds good?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So happy to have you. So Rose, tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, what you do for a living. You can tell us about your family, children.
Absolutely. I grew up right outside of Rio Grande City, so I'm from Starr County. I went to high school there, graduated with my bachelor's in a very non-traditional, longer way than generally would take. Got my master's at UTPA at that time, before it turned to UT RGV. And I am currently the president of the Starr County Industrial Foundation. And so I'm responsible for recruiting new businesses to the community, working on legislative advocacy, and more importantly, working with partners as many times and opportunities as I can have to make that community better.
And how many years have you done that?
I have done that for 13 years.
13 years, wow.
13 years.
And you've seen a big change, right, in Starr County when it comes to
absolutely
jobs and opportunities.
So when I started working at this organization, we had an unemployment rate that was close to like 50%, or about between 40 and 50%.
Very high.
Very high. And a poverty rate that was over 60%. And so in the time that I've been president, we've been able to bring about $3 billion worth of new investment into the community, been able to create over 6,000 jobs in the area for residents. Awesome. But more importantly, I think the figure for us, we've got down to single digits in unemployment. Yeah. Some really great things, but what has been the most impactful to me is that when we used to have over 60% of children in poverty, we now have over 60% of children in our community that have an opportunity to have some kind of higher education. Yeah. And so that has meant the world to transforming the community and to ensuring that children and families know that education and job opportunities are available in their own community.
And speaking of transformation, South Texas College has been a driving force in Hidalgo and in Starr County to make this happen as well. And you've been a board member going on 12 years already. You're also president of the board. Can you share us some of your experiences as board member, what you do?
Absolutely. You know, it's a funny thing because a lot of people run for elected office, right? And this is one of the positions where it doesn't pay my bills, but it allows me to pay it forward. So I'm able to find a way to take opportunities that weren't available in Starr County and in Hidalgo County for the most part, and ensure that we find ways to set policy that give people access to education, that cultivates excellence in children that probably would never imagine that college was for them, and that it's affordable primarily, and it's available to them wherever they are, because we have 6 different campuses. We're in both counties. We have an online presence. Obviously COVID made that 100% virtual for a while, and a lot of people understood and knew that if there was an ability to do something that was convenient, they're not only changing their lives by getting credentials or getting degrees, they're changing the lives of their families, and quite frankly, they're changing this community.
Exactly.
Wow. Is there like a type of demographic that you're looking for whenever you're recruiting? Because I know we live along the Mexican border, and we have people that are undocumented. Is there help that we can do for those people, or what plans do you guys have?
Yeah, so our recruitment really begins from elementary school. We have programs that are Adopt a School, and so we start to have children as young as 6-7 years old know that the next step to your high school graduation is going straight into college. And so we don't necessarily look at a particular demographic that we try and recruit, because we're open for everybody. and we ensure that that is necessary. Same thing for Dreamers. And for our international friends from Mexico or any other country that come here, it's open enrollment, so they're able to come into our campus and take advantage of our classes.
Awesome.
And thank you for everything you do publicly. I want to say that Rose Benavidez is always very supportive of our psychology club events and in general with all faculty and staff and students.
And I miss those events. I'm hopeful that we're getting back to doing something in person. I think that there's absolutely a value in having that college experience at South Texas College, and the Psychology Club and you and Eli have been instrumental in making certain that that happens in Starr County. So we appreciate that.
Thank you. And also, your dad was a member of the board, right? Before you?
Yeah, he actually was a founding member. Was named by Governor Ann Richards when the college started. Ran and won re-election several times, and actually served as a trustee until his unfortunate passing. And I was then elected to fill that seat. And I've taken a lot of ideas that started as dreams for him and turned them into reality, which I'm very happy about. And as a matter of fact, about a week ago, I was elected to be the first Latina chair of the Association of Community Colleges. And so beginning next year, I will be the president of Community College Trustees in all over the country. So I'm really happy to represent our region and represent the college.
A good voice to have over there at the national level. And
Absolutely.
And yes, the late, great Manuel Benavidez was a great, admirable person, a role model. And so are you. So thank you for everything.
Absolutely.
So speaking of great accomplishments, would you tell us what are some of your greatest accomplishments, either at a professional level or personal, and also some of the biggest obstacles you've encountered?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there was a time when I thought that my career was going to be measured on, things that I had accomplished or things that I had done, and I think I've learned that the best metric of that success is actually seeing other people succeed. And so knowing that I've had an opportunity to stand in the stage and watch so many people walk through there and change their lives, I think for me has been my biggest accomplishment, because we're able to share that. And in terms of obstacles, I don't think that my life is different than anybody else's. I started in a family that was very humble. My parents divorced when I was very young. And my dad didn't get his bachelor's degrees until he was in his mid-30s. My mom didn't get her bachelor's degree until she was in her 40s. And so we struggled a bit, but I was always ready for a challenge. And so I'm in a career that is mostly male-dominated. And so, it takes a while for you to build that trust from your colleagues, and we've been able to do that. And so I think that in terms of obstacles, I've tried to find a way to get past them and use them as opportunities to do better, both in my career professionally and in my life personally.
That's awesome.
Excellent. And can you tell us about your role models who you've admired throughout your life?
Yeah, I know this is really cliche, but quite frankly, my parents are my role models. I think I just mentioned to you all how long it took them to get their bachelor's degrees, but they never gave up. My dad had a welding accident because he was a welder when they married very young, and he had a choice of either having college paid if he quit his job or getting disability checks for the rest of his life, and he chose to get his degree. My mom worked as a teacher's aide for 20 years before she got her bachelor's degree when she was 40-something, and I could not be more proud of the fact that I knew they taught me not to give up, and that they taught me that if you believe that you can do things, that you're able to achieve that. So I'd have to say it's my parents.
Excellent. And a family of educators, your siblings,
yes.
Some of them are also teachers, right?
Yeah, I've got twin brothers that are both teachers, and they've all gone through South Texas College and done well. I got a sister that's an educator, and my brother manages a safety company. But outside of that, I think we've all grown up around education, and we know that it is a way for you to do better in your life.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's the key to success and opportunities.
Absolutely.
So where do you see yourself in the future goals, 5 to 10 years from now?
So I would say that More than likely in a higher elected office. I think that my desire to serve this community is definitely something that I'm not done with doing. And we have been working on a foundation that I'm setting up in honor of my father. We do scholarships every year for him, but we don't. We do it very quietly. We don't publicize it a lot. But I'm working to set up an actual foundation that will take that philanthropy and be able to let me give back to this community in a better way.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Good
That
luck
is
with
wonderful.
Thank
And
you.
Rose, where can we find, or where can our viewers find you on social media?
So I'm on Facebook as Rose Benavidez. I'm on Instagram and on Twitter. You can find me at Rosario10. That's ROZZARIO 10.
Right.
So yeah, I'm active on social media, try and keep people up to date with some of the stuff that I do. That I do with my work and that I do with the college, but most importantly, it allows me to connect with people so they can reach out to me if they ever need us to help them resolve some issues.
Awesome.
And you have many accomplishments and these great positions, but growing up, like when you were a child and in high school, what did you want to be? Like, did you envision yourself with these titles, or what kind of job did you think of?
I grew up thinking that I was going to be a lawyer. Like all my plans were, law school, college. I started as a summer intern in this job. And the first project that I did was work on a theater in Starr County, and they never had that before. We never had that before.
Yeah.
And I saw how that worked, and I said, okay, I'll put law school aside for a couple of years, and things just, got crazy there, and it worked. It allowed me to feed this passion to give back, and I don't think you ever plan for a career in economic development, because even my mom still asks me, what do you do? It's just like, it's not one of those jobs that you can easily explain, but it allows me to touch a lot of lives, and I think that this is where I need to be and where I should be. So I'm happy to have fallen into this work and what it's allowed me to be able to do.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Any closing message or remark for our viewers that you would like to share?
I would only say that if there's one thing that I've learned, I grew up in a very Mexican family. So my grandfather would always tell me that he knew that I was going to do great things. He would tell me that he would, ride in the back of pickups so that I could ride in the front of airplanes. My grandmother was a very, very traditional Mexican grandmother that would tell me, mijita, no estudies mucho, a los hombres no les gustan las mujeres tan educadas. And I love my grandma, but I knew she was wrong, and she was very proud of me for doing the things that I did. And I think what I would tell people is to always believe that there's something better out there, that education will absolutely change your lives, and that if there's anything that I've learned is that never take no for an answer unless that's the one that you want.
Wow,
Thank you so
great
much.
advice.
Great advice. And again, we would like to appreciate you for being a guest on our show on RGV Stars to kick off our season 7.
That's right.
And thank you again for everything you do for South Texas College, for Starr County, and for the Rio Grande Valley at large.
No, absolutely. Thank you, gentlemen, for this wonderful invitation, and congratulations on starting your seventh season. This is amazing, and I always enjoy watching this because it gives me a different perspective on people. You're doing great work, and I'm looking forward to being back in season 14.
That's right. Thank you. It's been a pleasure having you, and we wish you best in your career.
Absolutely.
Best of luck,
Thank
more
you.
blessings and more success. And this was the season premiere, season 7 of RGV Stars, live with Alex Sarabia and Isaac Medina. Remember, the RGV Stars is
the premier platform for showcasing Rio Grande Valley talent,
and the RGV Celebrities Place to Be. Until next time.
See you guys.